Hello everyone, we're here and we never thought this day would come. This marks a year that we've been living in our Class A Holiday Rambler endeavor. It's been 1 year today. So we've been through a lot in that year. Sometimes wondered if we were going to make it. But here we are, and I think we're going to make it.
You think so?
I think so. What do you think?
I think so. I'm not coming this far to be defeated, that's for sure.
No, I'm not giving up. That's not an option.
By the way, we say this day. If you're watching this July 2nd, it's a year. If you're watching it after, well.
July 2nd, 2023.
Right.
Marks a year.
Yep. And how did we get to here? Well, let's take and roll our intro, and then we'll talk about how we got to this point. Ready? Okay, we're back. So, why don't you start off by saying how we ended up getting, why we did this life, let's put it that way, in this RV.
Okay. My parents were in bad health. Mother had bone cancer. Dad had dementia. And they asked if we would go in and purchase a house with them, so I did. And then Mother passed away 10 months after we moved into the house. Dad, it was about 6 years. We kept him at home with us for 3 years. It got to the point it was just too much. Just couldn't handle him. He had a lot of anger issues, and we weren't getting any sleep. He needed more than what we had that we could give. We just didn't know how to handle that particular disease. So I placed him in a home for dementia, which was phenomenal. They did wonderful with him, but he passed away in February of 2022. We had been watching a lot of YouTube videos that you guys put out about living full-time in your RV, and started thinking in that direction. So we started going to different RV shows in the area and trying to decide what RV would we want. Would we want a travel trailer? Would we want a fifth wheel? Would we want a Class A? So my brother Rodney, he and Brandy, his wife, they had this exact Class A, and he's in the Navy, so he was right at the point of getting ready to find out what his orders were going to be for the next stint. They had like 5 cars and this RV, and then a house full of furniture and everything, and they didn't want to have to deal with possibly storing the RV for, the length of time that they wouldn't be able to use it if they were like stationed in Hawaii or something. So we were talking back and forth, and I was asking him his opinion about the Class A, and you know, he couldn't say enough good. This was the second one they owned. So in the talking and then watching the videos of people that live in a Class A, we decided with our age and everything that this would be the best fit for us. Because we didn't, well, trucks were just absolutely sky high and very difficult to find to begin with. So finding something to pull a travel trailer or a fifth wheel was going to be very, very difficult. So we decided to go with the Class A, and Rodney asked me during one of our discussions, said that he and Brandy had been talking about it and talking about possibly selling this, and would I be interested in it if they did. And my response was absolutely, because I know my brother and my sister-in-law, how they are very meticulous with everything they own, and they have gone over with a fine-tooth comb, and I knew that everything was in as good a shape as possible. So we hadn't even seen this RV in person. We'd seen pictures and a few videos that he had made to show us. And I told him we wanted it. So they brought it up to us on 4th of July weekend.
July 2nd.
Yes. July 2nd was our first day that we moved in. And for the most part, it has been an absolutely wonderful experience. We stayed in the area near, maybe 2 miles from the house that I sold.
And that's because we still had obligations, and
we did.
We couldn't just leave Fletcher, North Carolina, which, by the way, is about 20 miles from Asheville,
south of Asheville, North Carolina.
So we had obligations that we had to fulfill. Right.
Plus, I didn't want to be in the house where, you know, it was a constant reminder. I had major depression after losing both of my parents in that home, and I just needed something different.
I mean, it took us how long before we could even, I'm trying to remember, I think the house, we actually moved into this before the house was, well, we're still making the transition to getting stuff out of the house and all that.
Yes.
Because somebody had bought it.
Right. And
no.
It was under contract.
Yeah.
But we felt sure that they...
Oh, that was a...
Because they were moving from Charleston to South Asheville to be closer to their daughter. So, and I felt like it was definitely going to happen. And so that's when we started doing all of that and downsizing. And we still have a storage unit full of stuff that I just couldn't let go of. But I wanted to be in that area too, because I felt like, I don't know, I don't know how to explain it. I just felt like I couldn't totally just up and leave. Right then. So we stayed at Rutledge Lake RV Park. They're in Fletcher, only a couple of miles from the house that I sold.
Right.
We stayed there until, let's see, after we'd been there like a month, then we went to Michigan.
Yes. Yeah, let's talk about that first trip to Michigan,
for the family reunion. That was kind of a...
Yeah, that was... well,
it was a challenge.
Yes.
A major challenge.
Because roads were under construction.
Yes, so much construction. Anybody that knows South Asheville area, it knows that we call it Malfunction Junction.
Right. Now, Zondra does the driving. And I have no problem with Zondra doing the driving. For one reason, she's not a good passenger.
No.
I know. Trust me. And it's not fun. But the thing is that I know we'll be safe. I don't have any problem with that. And I get to look out the window. And I get to see things. And hopefully I have the camera on when I see something so that that unusual picture can come to you guys.
Yes.
Which we haven't seen anything unusual yet. I haven't seen it.
We're expecting that as we go out west.
I think the closest thing, and I don't think I have the picture anymore, is we were at a rest stop on the trip coming to here. Took Charlie Brown out to go do his business, and there was a little baby snake.
Oh, a snake! Yeah. Oh.
But other than that, that's nothing. But we took the trip to Michigan, and we have to go through construction. There's a lot. I-26, I-40. Those two roads, especially up in North Carolina,
going through the gorge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I-40 through. That's what I'm saying. I-40
yes.
through the gorge is it's on the side of a mountain, and it's always rocks and everything tumbling down the highways. They're constantly working on that part of the highway, and you're lucky you can get a car through. Well, I'm being funny, but. That's how bad it is. It's tough. It's a really tough drive. So that first trip was white knuckle.
Definitely.
And, the driving, let's put it this way. Day 1 was tough. Day 2 was not as tough. Day 3 was not as tough. As the more Zondra drove this, the easier and better it became. I mean, truthfully.
Well, you know what to expect when you do certain things.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know how quick it'll turn, or how quick it'll stop or not stop. How to use your brake to help slow you down when you're going down a mountain.
And Rodney and Brandy, we must have talked to them about 100 times because we had things that went wrong. Generator issues, water issues, gray and black tank issues.
A lot of simple things.
Yeah.
But we just didn't know.
Yeah. And so we got back from Michigan. The trip coming back home was easier than the trip going, obviously, because, Zondra got used to it. And so when we left, we got back to North Carolina, and then we had to leave in October. We had already decided that we were going to be going to Florida and traveling and all that. So we spent the winter in Florida. That was
and a lot of that had to do with being closer to my brother and sister-in-law and 2 nieces.
But we also wanted to be in warm weather. We had planned on being in Florida for. One of the things that in doing this was that we weren't going to spend any winter. We didn't want to be in cold weather. We wanted to be in warm weather, at least in this part of our lives. And so going to Florida was always in the front of us. That's what we were going to do, right?
Yeah.
But the first trip in Michigan, we did have to replace the water pump for our drinking water. The awning wouldn't go in over the porch. I had to dismantle the awning over the porch door. Take it apart.
And
gorilla tape that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that was a mess. And but the overall trip was great. I mean, we you know, we went on the lake on boat, and we got to spend time with family and stuff like that. Then we like we were there for a week. We went back home, like I said, and then we went to Florida, and that trip turned out to be even better than the trip to Michigan in the sense of keeping it, you know, on the road, so to speak. You know, we weren't, Zandra wasn't hitting Jersey barriers or anything like that, you know. But it was a much more comfortable and relaxing ride. And you know, look, I'm what am I? A stress freak when it comes to. I don't even know.
He is a worry wart.
Worry wart, but it turned out to be a really good drive, and turned out to be.
And our stay in Florida was really. We had a wonderful time. Met a lot of wonderful friends.
And I should probably say on the two trips, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but the two trips, meaning the Michigan trip going, the trip going to Florida, we never stayed at a campground. We stayed either at a Love's truck stop or a Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
And we got good spots too, at especially at the Cracker. Well, no, even at the Love's, we would get right up next to the
grassy area for the dogs.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we learned how to boondock.
Oh yeah.
On the fly.
Yeah. Yeah, the Michigan trip was memorable, wasn't it? Well, one of the memories of that trip was the fact that we were staying at a Love's in near Dayton, Ohio. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So we were staying at a Love's there, and we plateau Sweet Pea. By the way, that's Sweet Pea, my Honda CRV, and this is
Big Daddy.
Yeah, this is
named after my mom and dad. Their little nicknames for each other.
Right.
Mama called Daddy Big Daddy, and Daddy called Mama Sweet Pea.
Right.
So
we were staying at a Love's, and I had forgotten to turn the key off in the Honda. So when I get up the next morning to start the Honda and it doesn't start, we're in a panic situation. So, believe it or not, Love's did not have a set of jumper cables or something. It was crazy. Yeah, they couldn't jump me. Go figure.
What we call AAA?
I call AAA because I have AAA. They came, and let's just say that I was very, very fortunate that I still had my car, considering the location of where we were at the truck stop.
We weren't aware.
Yeah, we weren't aware that, I don't know, maybe 1,000 feet from the truck stop was a third world city, so to speak. It was in a bad neighborhood, very bad, from what I was told.
What the AAA guy told us.
Yeah, AAA said that. So, but yeah, we had that fiasco, and so we ended up investing because when we got to the campground, I couldn't get it off the thing. I had to get a jump cable. My brother-in-law had
the little portable thing,
which kicked it right over, and we bought one, by the way, because of that. So we always have a set of jump. As a matter of fact, it has. We've had the batteries go down one time in here. We needed to get them jumped, and I used that to jump it, and it kicked right over.
And it jumped this.
Yeah. But yeah, that was.
We've got stories we could tell you for hours, but
yeah.
But we don't want to make it that long.
Right. So we went to Florida. We had a good winter in Florida. We went back to North Carolina, did our
Doctor's
appointments and business in North Carolina. We went to Tennessee, spent a week in Tennessee.
Met up with our friends that we met in Florida. DOL, Dreaming Out Loud.
Yeah.
Megan and Paul.
Yep. Yeah, and if you ever get a chance to watch their channel, I'll put a link to their channel on our page. They're real. They're real. Real people that are just down to earth.
They're genuine.
Genuine people. They're fun.
Good people.
They're fun. And Paul helped me out. I'll link a video to what he did to help me out when we were in Tennessee with the windshield. But yeah, it was a great experience meeting them in Florida.
Yeah.
You know, my standard joke about that, by the way, is they were at a table next to us at a trivia, and
are you going to tell on me again?
Megan and Zonder were cheating. But it was okay. We had fun. As a matter of fact, toward the end, I was cheating too, so it was okay.
So was the table in front of us.
Yeah, everybody was cheating. But we had a blast, and they're great people. And they're actually ones that we were telling them we were going to start a channel about us, and they were very supportive.
They gave us a lot of helpful information.
Yeah. So we thank them immensely because they're one of our inspirations. But there's others that we watched before them. We just didn't meet them at the time. We met Paul and Megan first, and they, like I said.
Oh, and we met Matt from Matt's RV Reviews.
But that was after Paul and Megan.
It was after Paul and Megan.
Yeah. We met Matt at the Jacksonville RV show.
Yes.
Yes. But we've had some very good experiences in our year doing this. We're work camping here in Western Michigan for the summer.
And love it here.
We're in paradise. We'll have videos and stuff like that coming out throughout the next few weeks and stuff like that. You'll see.
We're here till October the 15th, and
yeah, we'll have plenty of content. But please like and subscribe to our channel. You know, we want to share our life and adventures with you. Listen, I'll be honest with you. We're straight shooters. Zandra is not comfortable being in front of a camera. She'd rather be behind the camera. I've had to convince her to be out in front because I think she's...
me to death.
Yes. But I find that if you know Zandra, most people... I haven't heard anybody say a bad thing about Zandra. She's just one of the most sweetest... I don't deserve her. I'm lucky to have her.
He wants me to cook supper.
I'm being honest, folks. I'm not, you know, there's friends and family that know what I'm talking about because I've said it to them. So, but this is real. This is a real girl. She's a sweetheart. I'm very fortunate that she's in my life. We have a good time together. We have fun. I'm a biggest PITA that you can figure out what that means. You don't know?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I am. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. But I'm gonna be genuine and tell you the truth. I am. But when the dust settles. And it doesn't, listen, it's not dusty a lot. Really, it's not. We just enjoy each other's company. We have fun. We laugh and we cry. Whatever. We just really do have fun. So, like I said, thank you so much for taking your time to watching us today. plenty of content to come, right?
Yes.
And if you want to see more of Zandra, put a comment down on the thing for us. Will you please say that? Let her show her the love. By the way, her name really isn't Zandra. It's Princess Z. Yes. If you call her Princess Z, you'll get I don't know what you'll get. But anyway,
I know what you're going to get when we get off of this video.
But anyway, thank you again for watching. And thank you for our first year. We got plenty more to come. I'm hoping that we got, 10 years doing this?
I would love to think that,
Yep,
yes.
10 years. So that's our plan. We're young 65ers. I feel young. I mean, sure we have the muscle aches and all that, but for the most part, yeah. So thank you again, and you have a sparkling day.
Bye, guys.
Bye. And cut.